And now, Lucy Baines Johnson, daughter of the former president, Lyndon B. Johnson, who was with President Biden at the LBJ Presidential Library tonight. And Lucy, I really appreciate your time. It's really nice to speak to you. And in the context of the time we're in now, such an important moment. And Biden tonight said his words, "We must strengthen the guardrails of democracy." You were with him before and after his speech. You had a chance to speak with him personally. You've known him for a long time, for decades. So what was your conversation like tonight, Lucy? Do you think he truly is at peace with his decision?
Well, I can't speak for President Biden, but I can speak the reaction of everyone who was in the audience. We felt a little bit like the Lin-Manuel Miranda's wonderful music that said we were in the room when it happened. And I think that being in the room where it happened, when President Biden made his first speech, having conceded that he was not going to run for reelection, was just a magical moment. We all were pinching ourselves because, as he had said to us, he cared a lot about the office, but he cared most about his country. Well, my father made that similar kind of decision because he cared so much about his country. And both of them cared tremendously about civil rights and the importance of it. The 1964 Civil Rights Act was signed on my 17th birthday. And my sweet father didn't have time to go down to a drugstore and pick up a card. So he wrote me a love letter on White House stationery, and he even noted the time of day. I think with the hope that one day I would realize just what an incredible birthday gift I had gotten. The end of what was really legalized apartheid in the United States. Years later, I got to walk over the Pettus Bridge with President Biden, then Vice President Biden, and we held John Lewis's hand, and we went with the force and determination to continue this fight, which is not over.
So, your father was
Pretty much.
dealing with some health issues, I know, when he made his decision. And obviously, it was a turbulent time. Vietnam War, there were a lot of things playing into to the moment for him, as there are for President Biden. Of course, for President Biden, though, it is age, first and foremost, Lucy, as we all know. It is age that is the reason he is not running. And it is other people's perception of his age, specifically. Do you see parallels? We look in history, the last time that someone walked away from that second term was your father. How many similarities do you see between President Johnson and President Biden?
Well, I see a great love and passion and long service in the Senate and in the vice presidency and in the presidency. That's the first thing I see. I see a commitment to social justice that both felt fervently and gave their last breaths for. I I see the president's willingness to say whatever it takes to give the best service to this country, I will do. And if indeed my time to pass the baton has come, I do so gladly. I saw that in my father. I see that in President Biden. And it was a moment where you felt you were in front of a great American hero. The room was electric, and
So,
I was in the room where it happened.
and Lucy, you were when President Biden decided to step aside, you were very quick. You were among the first to endorse Vice President Kamala Harris. And now, I know you have known President Biden for much of your life, obviously, and through his relationship with your father and then your own relationship. Are you surprised at how quickly Democrats have fallen in line? And do you know Kamala Harris, personally?
Well, I was thrilled, and I am thrilled the way the Democratic Party has come together because when we come together, we can make great things happen. We've done it before, and I believe we can do it now. I have had the privilege of getting to meet Vice President Harris on a couple of occasions. The one that was most moving is really one that correlates with today's events. I went to Washington, D.C. on the Poor People's March. And of course, that is so much about social justice for all of us, black and white, and ethnicities of all kinds. Uh, People need basic food. They need basic nutrition. They need basic health care. They need basic education. That should be a right of all Americans. And Vice President Harris was kind enough to welcome me into her office to say that she was proud of what I was doing and that she was with me every step of the way. And
All
now
right.
I'm going to be with her every step of the way.
Well, Lucy, thank you very much. I appreciate your taking the time to speak with me and all of us. Thanks.
Thank you. The honor was all mine. Thank you.